Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Saturday Night's Apocalypse. Thank you for joining us after it's been a long time, it feels like, since we've gotten to play this game. We are so happy to be back. And we got some changes here today, which we're going to talk about here in a second. We're not playing D&D. We're playing shotguns and sorcery. We'll talk more about that change and what that means when I do my recap here shortly. But first, I want to talk about all the other wonderful things that we have going on here on GGK throughout the week. Our next stream after this one is going to be tomorrow at, which is a Sunday, at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. We're going to be playing Slang 101, which is a Monster of the Week campaign that Savannah's been running for a minute now. We're currently dealing with some were-cougars and some were-bears. It's a lot of fun. A lot of cougar jokes going on right now, appropriately and disrespectfully.
I named the last episode Cougar Town. I'm not playing.
Yeah, that was me. I came up with that name, and I was so happy. So yeah, join us tomorrow at 4 o'clock for that. Otherwise, our schedule should be the same throughout the week. We should be back on Tuesdays with some more masks for Tabletop Tuesdays, I believe. Returning with some new players as well. Y'all had they had their first session of Call of Cthulhu last week, which you can check up on our YouTube soon if it's not up there already. Run by David. And then the rest of the week, Wild Space on Thursday, and then back for Neon Souls on Friday. And yeah, that's about it. If you want to check out our schedule and be able to look up times and places and names and all sorts of stuff, check out below our faces if you're watching us live on Twitch, and you can see our full schedule if we got that we have going on here every week here on GGK. If you are watching us on YouTube some point in the future, I don't know what we're playing now, so head over to our Twitch and you can see whatever our current schedule is and whatever's going on. I'm sure it's nonsense as usual. I don't think we have anything else coming down the pipeline. So what I would like to do then is go ahead and let my players introduce themselves with their new sort of cipher character description thing. Talk about who you're playing here today, and anything else you've got going on the interwebs. I've forgotten our schedule, so I don't know or our order here, so I don't know who goes first.
It's
Savannah.
Me. Hello, I am Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets, mostly on Twitter. You can find me and my streaming schedule there. I'm here Thursday through Sunday afternoons. On Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, you can find me on twitch.tv/lbhackemup playing Dungeons & Dragons. And on Monday nights, you can find me on twitch.tv/Colonomicon at 7 p.m. Eastern Time playing Monster of the Week. But tonight, I am playing Theodosia Hanali, or Thea, the stealthy elf rogue who fights with 2 weapons.
Next up is Ryan.
Well, hello everyone. I'm playing Jonah, last name pending, and I am playing the veteran who does things. The veteran who is daring and performs feats of strength. Okay.
We got there.
There's a lot of scrolling.
It's literally the first thing on your sheet, babe.
I was at the bottom.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah.
All right. Who's next? Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex, OMG, it's some guy on the internet. I'm here on this channel Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes Saturdays. As was kind of mentioned, Tabletop Tuesdays is back after its hiatus. We had our first Call of Cthulhu game, which David is currently running LB and I through an 80s Cthulhu setting. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then, yeah, Squire Squad coming back with some old faces and some new faces. So be on the lookout for that. In tonight's game, I am still playing Jazz, JA-22, but now they are a perceptive warforged artificer who crafts unique items.
RJ.
Hey everybody, it's me, RJ. You can catch me at rjustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things of my life and sometimes stream video games, sometimes testing. You can catch me here sometimes. It's Star Power Week next week, so I'll be Fang, and it's gonna be great. I forget what we're doing there. I've already finished swatting my friends, so that's 2 out of the number of games that I'm here. Val, we've got to swap people as Yorha just to complete the trifecta.
Working on it.
On Mondays, you can catch me over at the Indoor Adventures channel, where we play a homebrew campaign. I play a wizard who just got a Palantir. I think I made that joke on Thursday. Yeah, I made that joke on Thursday. We're not having Nexus Adventures tomorrow over at the Hype Goblins channel because at 6 a.m. EST, I'm gonna be over at Saucefire's channel because we're doing a charity stream for Child's Play. It's actually going on now, so if you want to pop in there and donate, go at it. They're at 69 views, which is nice. But over there, I'll be playing a Gloomstalker ranger who's looking for his girlfriend. She got on the wrong ship. Today I'll be playing Yorha, who is a resourceful tiefling druid who invokes the elements.
And last up, Jake.
Hi, I'm Jake. You can find me on Twitter at JakeBack27. I am just here doing the Saturday Nights Apocalypse, and I am playing Shellac, a turtle monk who is determined and separates mind from body. And I got to get a shotgun. So we're looking forward to that.
Did we
Yeah,
establish that everybody has a shotgun?
Can I flavor my wand as a
Ryan's
shotgun?
gonna be really upset if everybody doesn't have a shotgun.
I
I'll
have
get
a
over it,
revolver
but
now.
I'm gonna be disappointed.
I think the shotgun would knock Jazz off, off their feet.
Can I get a show of hands for who took a shotgun? Wonderful. At least over half the
The
group.
people you expect to.
The people I expected to take. Well, honestly, RJ didn't take one, and that surprised me.
I can't use them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
you could at least hold it.
RJ and I are, reskinning the wizard type
Yeah.
in this, and they cannot use heavy weapons.
Neither can I.
Rounding things out, I am Val at the Kraken's Crown on Twitter and Twitch. I'm going to be running this game here today. You can find me here on GGK Thursdays through Sundays, either playing the games and running in them. I run games on Friday over Neon Souls at 8 o'clock, where they just finished with an alien infestation and took one as a pet. And then Saturdays on off weeks from this, I run Saturday Nights Star Power. We're playing Overarms, which is a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure inspired tabletop game. It's a lot of fun, so come check it out next week. And tonight, I'm going to be playing the temperamental GM who murders with big fucking monsters. Y'all ready to get started? Awesome. So like we said, I've got a couple announcements here that I'm getting from my producer that I need to hit up. We're going to be playing Shotguns and Sorcery, which is a Cypher system or reskinning of the Cypher system. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. We've played the Cypher a little bit on this channel already. Been playing it on Neon Souls for the past couple months. Played it a while back in a superhero setting called Wonderworld that you could check out in the archives of our YouTube. And I'm looking forward to getting to try it in a fantasy setting like this. Shotguns and Sorcery takes place in kind of a post-apocalyptic fantasy setting where they have guns and sort of Mad Max style weapons and stuff, but also wizards and rogues and all sorts of fun things like that. So like Alex pointed out, we're kind of reskinned our characters within that setting. I think we've got everybody pretty close to the way they were before. Everyone's playing the same character that they had previously, but with a few extra twists and tricks and all sorts of fun things. But we're going to be picking up exactly where we left off in our last session, which I'll recap here in a second. So you just bear with us for a little bit because not all of us have played this system before, so there's going to be a bit of a learning curve. we're going to try our best to keep that as streamlined as possible and try to keep this fun and loose. But I do want to make sure that my players here are understanding the rules as much as possible. And we're going to take some time to do that. So if you don't like rules talk, I apologize in advance. But we're probably going to be doing a little bit of that here today. A couple of other fun things that you can see. Number one, you can check out our store. The redemptions are a little bit different. You can still name an NPC as usual. You can also do loot drops and recovery. Recovery in the system will let people put dice back into their, or numbers points back into their pools so they can do more fun stuff. Kind of functions as their hit points as well. You can also drop loot, which is super fun in the system because they'll get a cipher, which are one use magical or sometimes mundane items that can provide sort of powerful abilities and effects that'll help them throughout the game. But they're disposable and they can add a little bit more chaos to things. So I definitely encourage people to do that because in this game, unlike our Friday games, 40% of the options are not grenades, so I don't have to worry about everyone ending up with a fucking grenade. But we'll see how that goes. You guys might just roll the couple of grenade options a bunch of times, like we have done in the past. The other cool thing that we have somewhere above or around my face, or off to the side, is we tried using the countdown clock on Neon Souls, and it was really fun. So I've got a permanent countdown clock, Apocalypse or Power by the Apocalypse style, and on the page here. And when I yell at my producer to start the clock at given points, we will start putting that into effect to hopefully put a little bit of additional pressure on the players. So that'll be fun too. May introduce some things like that in the store for y'all to affect those at a later date, but for now, that'll be fully within my purview. So, with all that being said, I think I got through everything. We are gonna go ahead and get started. I'll do our recap, and then we'll get going. So last time on Saturday Night's Apocalypse, your crew was trying to befriend the whiskey delegation. Sorry, I need to use your proper name. Was trying to gain an ally in the form of a monstrous ape living out in the wilds of the Desrin Valley. This king of beasts out here, King Kong, you might say, gave you quite a battle, calling down lightning from the sky, trying to obliterate some of you with their overwhelming force and strength. However, in the end, your group was able to prevail and gained the respect and the allyship of this creature. With this entity, assumingly going to help you in the fight to come, you turn your attention to the water cult, this group of ocean and river faring acolytes to one Gar Shatterkeel, have been conducting some sort of experiment out here in the valley. You had sensed earth tremors and heard of monstrous creatures roaming throughout these jungles. And in investigating, you found their hold, this keep that was sort of half submerged in the river that runs through the valley, obfuscated by the jungles that have sprung up in this region. You decided to try to infiltrate this keep, to figure out what might be going on here and how you can stop them. I believe everyone except for Jonah went in to the keep. Jonah staying behind to keep watch. You all swam through a secret entrance emerging within a pool inside this half-submerged fortress, snuck into the laboratory that has been excavated here, and you found Gar Shatterkeel and another one of the doctors, Jim, currently conducting some sort of experiment on a massive lizard-like creature, half buried in the earth underneath this fortress. The electricity that they've been generating from these massive water wheels that they have constructed within the river, powering some sort of mechanism that seemed to be imbuing this creature with life. Seeing what you were up against, you decided to, some of you retreat back across the river to come up with some sort of strategy, while Thea remained inside the fortress, hidden and waiting to see what Gar was doing. The rest of you swam back across the river, emerging on the other side in the undergrowth. And as the you began to make some sort of plan and formulate a strategy for dealing with this group, you heard the sound of motors and some large construction cutting through the trees, and a cluster of airships, helicopters, came descending down from the sky, dropping fire barrels into the courtyard, destroying some of the water cult in the process, as it seemed that the fire cult was making their attack. And that is where we are going to pick up here today in this dramatic moment. And I'm going to try to find some equally dramatic music while you all figure out what you want to do. So, those of you that are currently on the other side of the river, you see this attack taking place, large plumes of fire erupting from the courtyard as these barrels continue to be dropped down from the sky. Some of the cultists upon these airships descending or rappelling from these devices on cables and beginning their assault on the fort. What do y'all do?
Well, fuck.
Oh dear. We should probably get back in and assist Thea. We also still need to take down whatever warding they are using that is keeping Kong out.
Oh. Right. Did we ever figure out, like, what's going on? Like, are they totems spiked throughout the perimeter, or is it, like, just a force field that keeps spirits out?
I don't remember if you had investigated that or not. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think you've searched for that yet.
Perhaps they're the four of us here. Two of you go back to Thea right away, and one of you come with me and try and find the wards and disable them.
Cool. I was gonna blow up the generator using the fire cultist attack as cover. Is that cool?
That would also be a good course of action.
I should probably go back with Thea because if it's a magical totem, unless I can punch it to stop working, like, I might not be that much of help.
Then it's settled.
We'll be back with you and Thea as soon as we can, but it would be good to have Kong here adding gasoline to the flames, as it were.
Yeah, so I'll just scoot my way back over to kind of Thea and let her know what's going on.
Okay, so you're gonna swim back across the river under the water. I think you guys had some water breathing effect on as well.
Yes.
From our good
Okay.
friend.
Or wait, I don't think I whatever it was. I don't think I took it. I think I just held my breath.
I don't think you
because-
needed it, but
Yeah, I didn't need it at the time, but either way.
yeah. We're going to count that as still under effect because there's no spell for that in this game, but any residual D&D magics are going to persist until they would have gone away otherwise, so I don't ruin y'all's planning. But for the foreseeable, or for at least the rest of this day, you're all able to continue to breathe underwater. So those of you... So Shellac is going back, but Yorha, Jazz, and Jonah are staying to try to figure out this warding situation.
Oh, I was gonna go blow up a generator.
Yeah, no, yeah. Okay, so you're going to blow up a generator. Jazz is looking for magical wardings or something to drop here. What does Jonah want to try to do?
I'll just cover Jazz.
Okay.
No, I'm easy. Where are we going?
All right.
Good. The
so
good
what
decision makers are inside together.
Yes. So I think what I want to play out here then is first is going to be Shellac heading back inside to get a little bit of glimpse of what's going on in the fort. So while everybody outside is doing their thing, Shellac, you swim back through the submerged passageway that emerges in some sort of interior courtyard that's still half submerged in the water. And immediately you can see dozens of these water cultists that are currently strapping on like metal plating and grabbing spears and other bone and sort of like crudely crafted weaponry as they're all sort of flocking outside and heading up staircases to the top sort of parapets of the fort to try to defend it from the fire cult. And you continue to hear like the rumbling and occasionally like a blast of something hitting outside. You're probably not going to be able to move through here as easily as you did before. If you want to try to sneak through, I'm going to have you roll for that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and sneak through because I am trained in sneaking
Perfect.
and hiding.
So the difficulty that this would be at would be a 3, given the current setup right now.
Right.
Since you are trained in sneaking, that reduces the difficulty to a 2. So that means you have to roll a 6 or higher on a d20.
Okay.
If you would like, you could spend effort to try to lower that even further, or you can just go ahead and roll.
So, okay, with effort, where would that come out of?
That would come out of your speed pool.
Speed pool. Okay. So I have edge in speed.
How many?
1.
Okay. So it would be 3 to you would be spending 3 points out of your speed pool for a level of effort, but because you have edge, you're only going to spend 2.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay. So you spend 2 points out of your pool. That'll reduce the difficulty to a 1, so you just have to roll a 3 or higher. So go to roll a d20. And there should be a little button on your sheet in your speed area.
I rolled a 3.
Perfect. Good thing you spent that effort.
I am very glad I did that.
Yeah, so you just succeed. So you wait for a group to pass, and you emerge from the water and very quickly sprint across the open area to this passageway leading into that same chamber with the lab coats hanging on the walls and the warning signs and everything, and all the insulated gear for the electricity. Are you reapplying any of that, or are you just gonna continue to sneak through?
I mean, at this point, I think like I'm just gonna sneak through at this point because I think they're not worried about trying to look for a big turtle. Like they've got things exploding.
Okay. So you begin to sneak across the room, and then you hear some sounds from the other side of the door, and you kind of dart off to the side. The doors open up, and a couple people come running out. You staying out of sight as the doors are kind of flapping from their passage. You quickly dart through back onto these walkways that crisscross this massive interior subterranean cavern, and you still see the sparking of the electricity and everything going on, feeding down or channeling downward through these cables to this massive breathing dinosaur, essentially, buried under the earth. And you can see still on the platform, and Thea, you have watched this as this attack has begun. Gar and Jim, they have like a very frantic or low conversation as Gar picks up a trident, sort of this glistening silver weapon that was leaning up against the railing, and begins to leave the cavern, leaving Jim here by himself with just a couple of other technicians and cultists here as well. I would say, Shellac, you sort of dart off to the side, back where you left and the two of you reconnect, kind of hiding behind some equipment as you're seeing this going. Gar is heading back, like towards the entrance that Shellac just came through.
We should let him go out there and start fighting, and then get the drop on him in the chaos.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty good idea there.
Should we leave Jim here?
It seems. I think he can take care of himself.
We can come back for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'm not too worried about it.
I love that Shellac's like, no, we don't need to protect him. He'll be fine.
What? Like, he's like one of 1,000
That's
clones.
definitely
so,
what
like,
I meant, yes.
He's like, should we murder him? And Shellac's like,
He'll be
no, he's going to be
fine.
safe down here.
Okay. Let's follow him.
Okay. Thea, I'm going to keep Shellac's stealth roll from before, but Thea, I'm going to have you roll as well.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm trained
you
in
also
this.
trained?
Hiding and
I hope so.
sneaking.
Yeah.
It would not make sense if I was not.
3 reduced to a 2. Do you want to spend any effort?
Yes. This will come out of my speed pool, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I have an edge in speed, so I'll go ahead and spend 1.
Okay. Did you guys put the additional edge in your thing that I gave you? Because I think I gave you all each wanted one additional point of edge as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
I have 1 in each might and speed now.
Okay. Very cool.
Okay, so that makes it a 1?
Yes. So go ahead and roll. Need a 3 or higher.
I got a 9.
Perfect. The two of you quietly follow out through those doors. You see Jim hit that same like interior courtyard, or not Jim. Gar hits there and begins to yell out some orders to some of the passing cultists, and a small contingency follow along with him as they head out through the big doors leading out into the main open area of the fortress. I'm gonna actually go ahead and drop this on the map because I did make a map for this just to like orient ourselves here. It's not good, but I did draw it and I feel very happy about it. So I'll put everyone where they would be at. And just, again, this is just for reference, not for scale. Roll does have a draw function, so it looks like a kindergartner with crayon. And I told I told Savannah this earlier. The same thing for the countdown clock. I imagine this as well. This is all Natalia back in her psychic lair, drawing things in crayon on the walls. So this is all in canon of her keeping track of what's going on, as well as the countdown clocks as well. That's why they all look so bad.
Full color choice. That's almost exactly the same as the background.
I'm sorry. I have 4 color choices to pick from. You can't see it. I'm sorry.
Very good.
It's bad. It's very bad.
I can see parts of it.
Okay.
I really am enjoying it a lot.
Good.
We're gonna
right,
screenshot it and post it in the Discord.
Okay, you can post my shame in the Discord. All right. So, those of you that are outside while this was all going on, Yorha was going to go cause some destruction. Jonah and Jazz were going to do some investigating. All right. Let's do the investigating, because the instruction's probably going to lead to more chaos that'll pick off. So what we can do here is the two of you are going to... do you have an ability or something, or are you just going to...
Yeah, so I am specialized in identifying both magic items and devices.
Okay.
And specialized in magical knowledge, trained in scientific knowledge. I have approximate knowledge of many things as a person who creates unique items.
Okay. Does Jonah have anything to apply to this as well specifically, or are you just aiding in the task?
Yeah, what I have is daring, so caution is for other people, and no matter the challenge, no matter the risk, I'm the first to act. And I have little patience for planning and discussion. So, yes.
Okay. So, what is Jonah doing then?
I just testing buttons, I guess.
Just running around punching trees and kicking things.
I don't know. I've got seeing what Jazz does, but
okay.
I depending on like equipment that's out here, and also just like kind of providing cover, that sort of thing.
Okay, so what I'll consider Jonah as kind of being an asset in this situation, and which will reduce the difficulty by 1 step. So the finding this item, I would put at or finding this mechanism, I'm going to put at a 5. Your specialization reduces it to a 3. Jonah's assistance reduces it to a 2. Do you want to spend any effort?
So at a 2 means I currently need to roll 6 or better. Mm-hmm. And does my edge affect this in any way?
Your edge will subtract from any dice you spend or points you spend for your effort. So you have an edge of 2 in intellect?
In intellect, yep.
Okay, so you could spend 1 point to reduce the difficulty by another step. Okay. Typically, effort is 3 points. So your edge of 2 subtracts from that.
So if I didn't have edge, I'd have to spend 3 points from my pool to reduce it?
Yes.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, I'll spend 1 point to reduce it by another step.
Okay, so that makes it a 1, so you just have to roll 3 or higher.
Yep. All right. Here we go. Well, that's a 17, so I think I'm okay.
Can I say a clarification on rolling? Just because it's a thing that most people don't think about. If you still have stuff to spend and you want to, you can spend to get things down to a difficulty 0.
Yes.
Just moving forward. That's possible. You don't have to stop at 1.
Yeah, if you reduce the difficulty to 0, then you don't roll. You just get to do it. Cat is scratching his face on the back of my monitor.
Or you roll to make sure you don't crit.
I actually checked on that, so I'm wrong in that regard. If you roll to a 0, you just don't roll, so you don't get the benefit of having a crit, but you also don't have to worry about failing.
Well, way to be wrong.
Now,
I know.
There was something about rolling a 17 on the d20. Okay, that's
there
just
is,
in combat.
Yeah, so 17 and 18, or you get these special rolls if you roll high enough. But yeah, 17 and 18 I think are only in combat. The 19 and 20 are the ones that come into play for minor and major effects. So in this case, though, you do it though. So the So you and so Jonah goes running off and just starts like kicking things and trying to get clear some of the undergrowth out, trying to clear a path for you while you're keeping an eye out. And I think at one point, Jonah kind of like rips a large like some of the underbrush out of the way, and it continues to like stomp onward. But Jazz, you notice that from the area they just kicked, there's something sort of smooth and metallic looking, kind of half buried under the earth, and you find a cable, a power cable that is sort of half buried out here, and you by sort of inspecting it very briefly, you can tell that it does seem to be live and that it is currently sort of feeding into something. So you pull some of that off the ground and you get its approximate like distance in the direction it's going, and you begin to sort of follow along that way until it leads to like a clearing not maybe 30 yards away from on this side of the river, sort of in the opposite direction of the fortress. There is a very thick tree growing out of the ground here, and the cable seems to lead right up to it, and there's some like branches and stuff kind of gathered around the base, and you pull those away, you can see that the tree itself has actually been hollowed out, and there is a pylon with these gemstones sort of set into the side, and this power cable feeding into it. It seems to be kind of Magitech in nature, that seems to be powering some sort of effect that you're not feeling or you don't get any resonance from. But with your identification and your role just now, you can tell this is some kind of warding.
Well, Jonah, it appears this is something we need to disrupt or smash, to use the layman's phrasing. So, do I have any reason to suspect that just smacking it with Jonah's big weapons will cause it to blow up in his face?
No, probably there's nothing explosive about it. Maybe a slight bit of electrocution if he hits the power cable, but
avoid the cable. You can hit all the rest of this.
Before I do, you think there's anything that you could whip up to maybe attenuate it to repel something else?
I could certainly give it a shot.
Yeah, well, you do that, and then I'll give it a shot. A dramatic ka-chunk.
So
okay, you want to try to like reprogram it essentially?
Yeah, maybe see about. I think, as Jazz, gets down to examine it closer, asking Jonah kind of what he had in mind.
I'm just going to kick back and I pull a broken pocket watch out of that, I don't know, just for like a start. Oh yeah, cigar is my thing. I forgot. Mm-hmm. That was a whole affectation. So bring out a cigar and I'm like, I don't know, you're the brains around here. You figure it out.
Well, perhaps I can cause those mechanical airships to falter if they get within a certain radius.
Sounds good. Make it rain.
So, I don't know what... Because let's see, again, I'm specialized in magical knowledge, trained in scientific knowledge. I'm trained in using magic items.
Like meteorology?
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
Okay. So, yeah, you said you're specialized in which specifically?
In magical knowledge, identifying magic items and devices, and then I have a bunch of other trained things.
Okay. Yeah, specialization of magical knowledge I think would definitely apply to this. This is going to be a fairly difficult task, though, especially to do in a short period of time. So I'm going to say... I would say this is going to be around a 7 to do.
So that would mean I'd need a 21.
That typically, yeah. So it'd be a 7 baseline. You have specialization, so you need so that would put it to a 5. I don't know whether Jonah could qualify as an asset here.
Nah, I'm just the money, you know. I point the smart people at a thing, and hopefully I profit from it.
Yeah. So that brings it to a 5. Do you have any other abilities that you could apply here to reduce it? Or anything that you would consider an asset to this process? Any tools or items?
Yeah, so I do have. Is this a question for Jonah? But
Either
I
of you.
both. I don't have much, but I could offer. I have a bag of tools, and I have. I could possibly become. I could be a conductor if I needed to be.
I guess this is maybe. I think I've already rolled this together with some other benefit I had about. Because I had one thing that trained me in identifying objects from my perceptive descriptor, and then I had another thing from my focus that trains me in identifying functions of any device. So I guess that's what made me specialized in identifying devices.
Okay. For this, so you only get the benefit of a skill, one skill. So we're just doing since the magical knowledge effects here, so you get the specialization from that. I would say because you have tools they use like crafting and making items and things along that nature, and then Jonah has some tools as well. So I'd say that applies an asset too. So that'll reduce to a 4.
Yeah. I mean, this you already probably the effect. I just realized that one of my skills is mechanic. Like mechanic and survivalist. So I could. I mean, you already kind of counted my bag of tools towards that. So I don't know if that changes the numbers at all. But
I would consider that separate. So you can benefit from up to 2 assets. For any given. Actually, hold on. I read this earlier. I think you only get asset from 1 source, but an asset can only reduce it by a maximum of 2.
Okay.
So circumstances. No matter how many assets you have, their collaborative effect can never decrease. Okay, no, you can collaborate on this. So, your tools.
So I have a bag of tool and a bag of tools and a skill of being a mechanic. So that is what.
So I would say your skill as a mechanic, Jonah would provide an asset here. So reducing it to a 4. Jazz's tools also count as an asset, reduce it to a 3.
Okay. Ooh. So now we're down to 9. I also have my versatile ability. I can reduce the difficulty by 1 step, but I can, do this. I think right now I can only do it once a day.
It's up to your tier, yeah.
Yeah.
So you could use that here if you wanted to.
I think we've already got it
spend effort.
Pretty low. Yeah, because this was already a pie in the sky thing of wait, we can reverse it. So I think I'm good with getting it down to, we said a 3 we're at now.
You're at a 3 unless you want to spend effort on it.
Yeah, but that just means I have better than a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, you do. So go for it.
All right. And I also apologize if we've done all this talk and then it fails. But
no, it's fine.
All right. Well, that's a 3 again.
That's fine. So, yeah, you would have made it anyway.
Yeah.
You spend some time tinkering with it, and you pull off this panel off the front and look at the wiring, and you spend a long time trying to figure out how you would rewire this to change the output, and also figuring out the runes, and it just begins to be a lot. At the same time, you hear explosions going off and everything, and it starts to be too much to try to figure out. And you realize that it would take you a much longer period of time to try to work on this.
Well, given enough time and far fewer distractions, I could perhaps do something here. But for now, we should probably just smash it and let our giant friend come in and do his own smashing.
Well, that's fortunate because I'm trained in carrying, climbing, jumping, and smashing, specifically. So I smash.
Okay. So the way that this is gonna work, so the you don't have to typically roll to like hit things, like for an item you're not gonna miss it. The real question is like how much damage you can do to it, and in a shorter period of time. So you're trained in smashing. I am gonna have you roll just to see like how long this takes and like how much effort goes into it. So I would put this at the difficulty and construction of the device. I would put this at probably a 4 for this. It's not meant to be hit. You're trained in it, you said?
Yeah, it's a part of the perform feats of strength thing that I chose.
So that reduces it to a 3.
Okay. So is it 3 times whatever the number is? Is what you try to roll? Is
Yes.
that what I'm picking up? Okay.
Yeah, so that makes it a 9. I would consider Thunder Fang, Iron Fang, an asset to this as well.
The effect of it is it grants an asset when you use it. So
yeah. So that'll reduce it to a 2, and then you can spend effort too if you want as well. Right now you need a 6 or higher.
So I just rolled the might d20.
What are you spending effort on it?
I don't know.
So you can use your effort to reduce it by another difficulty or another step. You just have to spend points from your pool. Typically, you have to spend 3 for 1 level of effort minus whatever your edge is.
Okay, I'll do that. My edge is 2, so
yeah. So you spend 1 point from your might pool. You reduce the difficulty to a 1.
Okay, so now just roll a d20 and not private and roll, and that's a 16.
Nice. So yeah, you pick. I think we supersized Iron Fang for this. At this point, you've got this massive war pick, and you just swing it in a huge arc over your head, and then embed the pick side of it down into this the metal of this machine, which immediately, like cutting through soft butter. The metal plating splinters, fractures, and there's a spark of electricity and a jolt that I think carries up you, not enough to deal any significant damage here, but you feel that like I just touched a light socket sort of feeling. You yank back at the same time as the sputters for a moment, the spinning stops. Yeah, Jonah's hair standing on end. And the device seems to be broken. At that same time, you hear somewhere out in the jungle, you hear a roar emanate.
Mission accomplished.
We should rejoin our compatriots inside in the chaos.
All right, let's go.
All right, the last before everybody is reconnected, I'm going to give Yorha his chance to do his thing. So Yorha, you have sort of positioned yourself down the river to get an angle on the generator or the water wheel.
Probably the generator at this point.
What's the range on? What are you doing, and what is the range on it?
It's long.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my lordy lord flame wand, inferno wand. Okay.
Yeah, you can do that. Let me go to another song. So the Inferno wand, I don't remember what it does. I was just looking at it earlier too.
Firebolt from its tip at a target within long range that inflicts damage equal to the artifact's level. The wand counts as a rapid fire weapon. It just launches a fire bolt at it from long range, dealing 8.
Okay. So the generator, looking at its level. Sorry, I gotta turn on my music. That got a little louder than I thought I was going to. Okay, I'll put this at a difficulty 5.
Woof. Let's see if I have anything that can lower that. Trained with light weapons probably wouldn't work. I'm just gonna have to roll for it. Okay. Oh, I can put in effort,
Yeah, you can put in effort.
which is currently 1, right?
Well, would a wand be a light weapon? No, I guess not.
Because I'm a wizard, would that affect it
Because
any?
wizard.
Because wizard.
Let's hope focus magic. That is a good question. I would consider this a light weapon.
So bring it down to a 4. I'll use effort to bring that down
Okay.
to 3.
2 or 3.
It's how many points again? Sorry.
So it's 3 points for your first level of effort,
So
minus your
1
edge.
first. Okay. Let's have a go at it. 13.
13 succeeds. How much
And-
damage does your Inferno wand do?
It does 8, and I need to make another roll to see if it exhausts.
Okay. Oof. 8 points of fire damage is a lot. So you point the tip of the wand.
It's a staff, the one with the wrought iron cage on the end of it.
Oh, right, yeah.
He winds a ripcord around the base of the cage, pulls it, and there's a flame that spools up. He lifts the staff to his shoulder, points it at the generator, and Matilda comes out as a flaming skull and just hits the generator.
Love it. So go streaking under the helicopters above the heads of all of the cultists. It smashes into the side of the generator, and this is like a plume of smoke that explodes outward. I think in like a skull shape of Matilda.
Mushroom cloud skull.
Yeah. And immediately as that happens, you see fire beginning to roar around the generator, and it seems like, as far as you can tell, it's probably destroyed or no longer functioning from that. I assume you rolled and you're good with the exhaustion.
I got a 10.
Okay.
Exhausted.
Okay. As soon as that happens, though, some of the water cultists that were on the parapets currently dealing with the fire cultists who have now surged over the walls and are currently battling. You're seeing fire and water kind of clashing against each other. Some of the cultists wielding magics, others driving down with spears and crude weapons. Some of the water cultists turn their attention, and you watch as they begin to train their weapons across the river at you. And this is the point where I think everything comes together. Gar Shatterkeel has stepped out onto the pavilion with his small contingency of guards. Most of the fire cultists have emerged, and you do see one that is sort of rappels down onto the roof of the fortress from one of these helicopters, and suddenly from them you see this massive gout of flame comes shooting out from this device that they seem to be wearing on their back, like this massive metallic looking backpack with this hose at the end as they fire a flamethrower over a group of these water cultists, and Gar seems to be quickly rushing in their direction as Thea and Shellac also come amidst the chaos, rushing out onto the pavilion. You can see Gar heading off to the staircase to your left, and Jazz and Jonah return across the river near where Yorha is. So what we're going to do now is roll initiative for our first time. So the way initiative rolls work, and I'm going to use the expedited initiative rule that Cypher offers. As long as one of you succeeds on initiative over the rest of the group, it's going to be based on the placement, basically, of the highest initiative roll y'all have. So initiative is a speed roll. Is anyone trained in initiative? 2 of you, 3 of you. Oh god, that's so many. The highest, we've got a couple of tiers of people that are involved here. All the fire cultists and everyone are level 3. Gar is level, hold on, level 5. The big fire cult leader captain is a level 4. So I'm just gonna base this off of 5. We're gonna see how far we get that down, then I'm gonna have you guys roll, and we'll see where your placement's at. So the 5 training, for those of you, brings it down to a 4. Does anyone want to spend any effort on this as well? You do? Okay.
I do.
All right, you can do that.
And spending effort, it's 3 points if you spend an effort. Minus your edge.
Minus your edge.
Okay.
And this is from your speed pool.
Okay, I'll do that too.
If you have armor, make sure you are doing the additional cost of that as well. So if you spend effort from your speed pool and you're wearing armor, it costs additional points.
Okay. I have a thing that makes me trained with armor, and I'm wearing the lightest armor, so mine's
okay.
net
So you
0.
Negate the cost. Okay.
But yeah. So then we just do d20s.
So d20s. Anyone who's not adding anything to the roll, you have to roll 15 or higher. Anyone who I'm assuming you guys can keep track of how many reductions you got on your tiers, but I think for Thea and Jonah, you reduced it by 2 steps. So you were both at a 3. Yeah. All right, let's get those rolls and we'll adjudicate who passed.
The 19 from Jazz.
Oh, nice.
Lots of big rolls.
I got an
I think
8.
the only one I
It was off by 1.
I got a
8.
9.
You had a 9 as well.
Okay, we should be good though because Jazz rolled very well.
So does that mean I get to apply my minor effect now?
Yes. Yeah, you can apply a minor effect.
Yeah. So my effects, it's basically minor, major is just +1 and +2, but any rolls I make involving an artifact that I use gain a +1 bonus for 24 hours.
That's really cool. Nice. And that +1 is actually +1 on the roll. Those don't come up very often in Cypher. It's extremely rare to get the +1, but yeah, so you get to add +1 to all of your rolls involving your artifact. Awesome. So you all succeeded, so all of you can act before anyone else does. There's no roll order here. It's just based on what you guys want to do. So we've got team Aqua team currently coming onto the pavilion, and then everyone else
And
Hunger Force.
and Hunger Force.
There you
across
go.
the river.
I'm into it.
All right, so we'll probably take these turns. So Aqua team, do you guys have anything?
I mean, I do have so I'm not 100% sure on what the action economy is, but I've got an action I do that is very good prep for a fight.
Yeah. So you get 2. No, you get 1 action in combat, and you can either attack, activate a special ability, move, wait, defend, do something else. Are the general categories.
Okay.
I think I put some of those in there, but I mostly have those for reference for myself.
Gotcha. Well,
Those start on page 92 if you guys want to cycle through those and see what you want to do. But
Well, I think I'm going to cast my arcane shield that I have as
Okay.
the wizard. Basically, that just for the next minute, I have +2 armor, and it's
Okay,
an action
cool.
to initiate.
Awesome. That's easy. So,
And that is 2 intellect points, but I have 2 edge, so it's a freebie.
okay, cool. So you, how does that look?
I think it is Jazz, takes a look at what is happening. Oh dear. And does the thing where like one of the fingertips, or probably a few of them, uh, you know, fold back to reveal tools and just starts like tuning up various parts over their body, and it eventually like because they've got the jewels for the eyes, there are other jewels throughout as well, and so I think touching them in a certain sequence like powers up a shield.
A shield. Okay, cool. So an arcane shield kind of wavers into effect, covering your immediate vicinity. Awesome. Anyone else have anything before I start calling on people?
I want to get out of the line of fire of the mages on the parapet.
Okay. So you want to move, try to get some cover?
I'm actually going to use a push spell on myself to
Oh.
fling myself backwards into the forest.
Okay.
And then, because as part of your action, you can also move an immediate distance. So that's like 2 movements.
Yeah. Yes, you can.
It's,
All right, bye.
spins the staff downward, hits the ground, pulls the ripcord again, and there's like a boom as he jettisons himself backwards into the forest.
Just Yora just goes catapulting back into the trees.
I'm not gonna lie, this is the gun lance from Monster Hunter.
Great. We're just gonna have Yora just flying around the battlefield, attacking people. No, I love it. So just boosh, Yorha just goes flying. Just as Jazz and Jonah come out of the tree line, Yorha just swoop, goes flying back through it.
Got eyes on
Okay.
me.
Wonderful. So yeah, that'll keep you out of range of their attack. I guess we'll finish up with Hunger Force. Jonah, do you have anything you want to do?
So part of this is because we're in a different system, and part of it is because Iron Fang is a different size now, and now it seems like a little over the top. I'm just thinking over the top things, and I was trying to think of how to make this be like bring the. I want to kind of go Nineveh on the walls of where the wizards are staying, just at the bottom of the parapet, and just try to just destroy the foundation. That seems probably more than I'm capable of doing, but might as well try it.
I mean, you are trained in.
I am trained in smashing.
And when he blew his hunting horn, the walls of Jericho came tumbling down.
That's the idea. All right, should I do a bunch of laps around first?
Yeah. Spends the next 50 rounds running around the building. Yeah, we can definitely try that. I'm
Okay.
all in favor of that. I mean, it is a degrading stone structure that is half
Okay.
submerged in water.
right, well,
So
I wanna-
the difficulty of
I want to
destroying it is
absolutely
gonna be-
degrade these mages at the top of the parapet.
Okay.
You're worthless,
Let's
you're
do-
nothing.
I am gonna put this at a what would be an appropriate difficulty here? You can train people off of fails, specialist. I'd probably put this at a 5. Challenging, I think, is the right descriptor that I would apply here. So that's gonna be
Okay.
a 5.
All right.
Your training brings that to a 4. You're using Iron Fang, so that's an asset, so that reduces it to a 3.
Yep.
You can spend effort if you want, but
Yeah,
or you can
I'll-
try to
I'm
roll a
gonna-
9 or higher.
I'm gonna apply some effort, and
Okay.
I'll roll.
Do
so
it.
that's I wasn't mathing to keep up. 16.
16 succeeds. Is that a hand raised?
No, that's a fist
Yes.
pump, just low.
It's mine.
Oh,
Chat
that
bought
one.
an intrusion for you.
Oh, fantastic. Wonderful. we'll get to that in a second. I'll decide who I'm going to use that on. So you swing in and smash the wall. Actually, I know what I'm going to use this intrusion on. You smash the wall, and the crack begins to form up the side, and the wall smashes and breaks. I'm going to offer this intrusion to Jonah. The wall breaks and the pieces of it come crumbling down on top of you as well. So you are going to get smashed up by these. So the way intrusions work, because we haven't dealt with this before, basically what I do is it's a way for me to offer some sort of complication or something at any point in the game. I offer the intrusion. You have the option to reject it. So I offer you, if you accept the intrusion, you get 2 XP. One of those you get to give to another player at the table.
Okay.
So you both would get 1 XP. Or you can reject the intrusion entirely, and you have to spend an XP in order to do that.
Gotcha. No, I accept.
Okay. So you get
Stone me, Daddy.
You get an XP.
Sorry, I'm in kind of like Old Testament mode. Continue.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Who do you want to give the other XP to?
Who's enabling me? Like, was anyone? Yeah, break that down.
I think this whole game we're enabling each other. So there's
Okay.
that.
Let me roll a d4 real quick. We'll go at it. Okay, Savannah.
Yeah,
Not your character.
No, Savannah.
If
gets
she
the
was
XP.
there, she would enable you, and you know.
Yeah,
This.
yeah. I know that's all right.
So the cultists that are on the parapet come falling down, crashing amongst the water and the mud and the stones coming down on top of them. I think one of them is completely crushed by one of the falling stones. Another one is badly injured and trying to stand up and having a hard time doing that. But at the same time, the wall falls down on you, Jonah. I'm going to say you take 3 points of damage from that minus your armor.
Okay, so 2 points of damage.
Okay. And you subtract those from your might pool.
Might pool. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Works.
All right. So you get banged up a bit. The stones crashing down on top of you. But those wizards that we're about to attack are, for the most part, taken care of right now. So Aqua Team, what do y'all want to do?
I've been following Gar out, and I'm waiting until his back is to me, and then I'm just gonna rush him.
Okay. You can do that. His back is to you because he's focused on the fire captain that is currently just gouts of flame you see coming over the ridge or the side of this parapet. As his guards begin to rush up the stairs in his direction, you come just sprinting towards him with wind vane in hand.
And a
all
knife
right.
in the other.
You can make your attack. The difficulty is a 5.
Now, so I am wielding 2 light weapons. I have 2 weapon attack, so as a single action, I can make one with each.
Okay. Light weapons reduce the difficulty by 1 step.
And they're both light. So that's 1. I am trained in them.
Okay. So 2.
That's 2. Where did we start? I've already lost the numbers.
5. Let's keep track of how many
so
steps you reduce, and then we'll.
So that'll be 3. And then I can apply effort. I'm trying to figure out how this works. The amount
so
of
you're
effort.
making 2 separate attacks.
It says the amount of effort you can apply to a single action is unchanged. So I can apply effort to one of them.
Okay, yeah, because it's one action
Make
you're using to
2
make 2 separate attacks.
It says you make an attack with. Yes, you make an attack with each weapon as a single action. That's confusing.
It's a single action. but you get to make 2 attacks with it. So you can apply effort to one of them.
To one of them. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I will I'll apply effort to the one with Wind Vein, to the first one, I guess.
Okay. So let's go ahead and make that one first.
Is this a might roll?
Yes.
Okay, so I have 1 edge in might, so I'll spend 2 and knock the first one down again. So that'll make the first one a 2 and the second one a 3.
Yes.
I've done it.
So you need a 6. You need a 6 on the first attack.
Come on, buddy. That's a 19.
Damn. Okay. So
I
you
get
get
an effect, right?
Yes, you do. Did I not put the handout with the
Like the
additional
special rolls?
Special rolls, thank you. So you get a minor effect, or you can do 3 additional points of damage.
I'll do 3 additional points of damage.
Okay, cool.
That sounds good. Okay, so that's the first one. And so that is 2 plus 2 lightning plus 3. So that's 7 from Wind Vein.
Ow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll roll my second attack, which is just with the dagger. And I gotta roll a... Heck, I lost the thing. A 9 for that one.
Yes.
That's a 12.
Okay, that one hits too.
So that is 2 more damage from dagger.
Okay. So the 2 is not enough to bypass his armor because he has 2 armor. However, you do 5 points of damage with the first attack, which is a lot. So you come rushing in with Wind Vein, and you just stab straight through his back, the additional lightning kind of cascading through the spear and surging across the bone armor that he's wearing, and he yells out in pain, wheels around on you just in time to parry the second strike with his large crab claw arm, and you can see the barnacles growing up the side of his face, of his sort of pallid skin, and he looks at you from 2 glowing blue eyes, and just growls at you and says, I know you.
Yeah. Remember me, a-hole?
It goes to lunge at you with the crab claw. Shellac, you get a turn.
I think upon seeing Thea rush in and stab, and then also is going to run in and do an unarmed strike against Crabman. And something I was like trying to go through stuff. Something I forgot because I picked up a feat in martial artists. My unarmed attacks count as a medium weapon.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So they do 4 damage?
4. It would be 4 instead of 2.
Nice. Okay, so you same thing as Thea. It's a difficulty 5 to make the attack. So it's it's a light weapon because your unarmed stripes count as light. So that brings it to a 4. Are you trained in them?
Yeah,
so the default is proficient, which just means that you can use them. But if you don't have specific training in,
I don't think there's specific. I mean, martial artists. It just says, it just says that my attacks count as medium. It doesn't say that I'm trained in them.
Okay, so you didn't.
Yeah.
You don't have training, so that's you don't reduce it again. So so it'll be a 4 unless you want to spend effort to the attack.
Now, which that'll come out of the might pool, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
And so I have an edge of 2 in there.
Okay, so you only have to spend 1 point.
Okay, then I'm going to do that.
All right, so that reduces it to a 3. So go to roll your die. You have to roll a 9 or higher.
I don't what. Why did it do that? That was weird. I don't know why it added dice, but I got it was a 13 that rolled.
Okay.
I don't know why there was a
It
second.
looks like you rolled a 9, and then it looks like you rolled 2 dice.
It for some reason it had 2 dice. It had 1 dice up that was already a 9, and then when I hit
it
roll,
cleared your
That's-
last roll.
okay,
you have
so
to
that's what
clear.
happened. Okay,
That would be it.
okay, so yeah, so the 13, yeah.
13. All right, you succeed. So that's 4 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We got another chat
Uh,
redemption.
Oh, fantastic.
Guess who? It's a loot drop.
It's a mecha.
Yeah.
Thank you, mecha.
The loot goblin.
I-
He's here.
All right, so he's 2 armor, so you deal 2 points to him. All right. So I'm gonna have to bring the loot in. Let's go ahead and roll for that too. Before I'm gonna take our break here in a second, then come back for everybody else's turn. Can I get? I need someone to roll a D100 for me. RJ.
84.
84.
54, sorry.
54.
Man, I hope it's a grenade.
I really hope it's a grenade.
I'm gonna throw myself
It's
off.
20
a bridge if
grenades.
It's a grenade. Oh god.
It's 54 grenades.
54 is a pants. Okay, hold on.
Oh, what? Pair of pants?
Yeah, it's no, it's
They're my size.
a panacea. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah, you got it.
Panacea. A cure-all.
Yeah.
Heck
You're
yeah.
cured of all diseases, but the Cypher's level are lower and become immune to such diseases for a number of days equal to the Cypher's level. Okay.
Thanks, Sawbones, for teaching me what that word means.
I'm going to let's snap that and we'll figure out how I'm gonna get that to y'all in a second. I know what I'm gonna say. Shona, one of the smashed bodies, you just see like tumbling out from the from the pocket of one of the crushed wizard is just a small bundle of like herbs in this like arcane binding. So yeah, you can pick that up.
It's like while I'm getting pelted with stones in the head, just like, I should pick this up now.
Yeah, right now. All right, you got that, Cypher. I'll throw that in the chat. But before I get into the turns for everyone else, before Gar makes his counter attack, I want to go ahead and take our break. So thank you everyone for watching. We'll be back here in a few moments. We're going to take a second to recover, to recuperate, to stretch. So everyone out there in the chat, make sure you do the same. Drink some water, check your posture, unclench your jaw, all that good stuff. Take your meds, use the bathroom. Take care of yourself. And we'll see you all back here very shortly. So stay tuned. Welcome back, Internet. Thanks for hanging out with us while we took our break. Hopefully you got one too. We're going to go ahead and jump back into things. So where the group just left off is you all begun your attack against the water cult. The barrier has been destroyed. Hopefully Kong is somewhere in the distance on his way to assist. Jonah has broken a section of the wall and brought a small group of the water cult casters tumbling down, while Thea and Shellac have attacked Gar directly. Gar is spinning around, wielding his staff, or the trident, is now going to make his attack against you. So I think immediately as Shellac comes up and just like punches Gar straight in the face, there's like a crusting of barnacles that like shatter off of his skin. He sort of glowers towards the two of you. He says, "I know you. You're from that village, right? The one who wouldn't stop crying. I should have killed you, I guess."
Sucks for you.
He brings the trident and stabs in your direction. I need you to make a speed defense roll.
Okay. I am trained in these.
Okay. So it is a 5, so that reduces it to a 4.
Ah, jeez. Can I... Don't think I have anything else except effort. Can I do effort on defense rolls?
Yep.
Then I'm doing it.
Okay.
Do not want to get stabbed.
So reduces it to a 3.
Yep. Except I rolled a 5.
Not good.
Nope.
Not good enough. Gar lunges forward, driving into you with the trident. You take 7 points of damage. As the trident spears through you, and then you feel this cold energy come kind of casting off of it, sort of immediately freezing the wound and beginning to sort of frost condensing or gathering over the shoulder that he has just impaled. I think that's all he can do this turn. Yeah. So in making that test, sort of retracts the weapon and begins to retreat back up the stairs, giving you a moment of separation there as he calls out to his other guards. He says, "Intruders at the bottom of the stairs, take care of them." And you see some of his guards begin to rush in your direction as well, to sort of overwhelm you. The water cultists are going to attack each of you, both Shellac and Thea. Gonna need you both to make another speed defense roll. Difficulty 3.
I am also trained in speed defense.
Nice.
So that brings it down to
A 2.
I rolled a 17.
All right, you succeed.
I rolled an 11.
That also succeeds. So both of you, as the cultists sort of drive out with their spears and their swords, trying to impale you, you deflect, dodge, parry, avoiding their strikes, as your quarry is beginning to retreat away, or at least further up the parapets. Outside, Jonah and Jazz and Yorha. Yorha, you have gained a suitable amount of distance to be out of the fray, while Jazz and Jonah have not. Jonah, the one wizard that is on the ground next to you, sort of regains his footing, leaning on the piece of rubble that has crushed one of his companions, and holds out an arm in your direction. You see the water around begin to gather and swirl, forming almost a weapon in of itself, and then spearing out in your direction. I need you to also make a speed defense roll. Difficulty 3.
And to make a speed defense roll, is that just making a speed roll?
Speed roll. If you're not
Okay.
trained in speed defense actions, then you're essentially rolling a flat d20 unless you want to spend any effort.
Let me see if I'm trained in speed defense. I don't think so. I have a speed. No. Because that is the nomenclature, speed defense.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, then no, I'm not. Yeah, so I'll just do d20. 13.
It succeeds. So the water gathers and then sort of strikes out towards you. You hold up your massive Monster Hunter war pick, and it sort of deflects over the metal, water sort of cutting across your face. It's being shot at such a velocity, but you avoid any significant damage. I'm trying to think. So I think what happens to Jazz out in the jungles out there, because you're still across the river at this point. I don't think any of the fighting would make it that way.
I haven't done anything overtly hostile. I've just been
you
next
haven't
to
either.
these two.
Yeah, you're just a robot out there hanging out in the woods.
A robot hanging out in the woods. That's awful sketch.
Yeah, I don't think there would be any necessarily hostility towards you right now. I think most of the focus would be on Shona. So yeah, I'm not gonna make any attacks towards you. What does happen though is there's a secondary explosion from the generator, and you watch as the sparks are flying up there, and more fire is being shot out as the fire cult captain is letting a stream of flame loose upon the water cultists. One of the water cultists along the parapets to the eastern side of the fortress lobby, you see them beginning to cast some sort of spell, and these spears, almost like icicles, form, firing up in the direction of one of the helicopters, which connects with the rotors, and the whole thing begins to spin and cartwheel out of the sky. I am going to offer an intrusion to Jazz to say that I think this thing is going to go crash in your direction. Will you accept said intrusion?
I mean, yes, but I think I have to anyway because we didn't
don't have
start
any
with
XP.
any XP.
Oh, yeah. So you get 2 XP. You can give one of those XP to someone else.
Yep. Let's see. I'll do a D2 between Yorha and Shellac, who have not gotten the chance for XP yet. That's going to Shellac. So you get an XP.
All right.
Hooray!
So the helicopter comes crashing down. You can make a speed defense roll to try to avoid the blast or the impact.
I don't think I'm trained in any kind of defense. I'm mostly trusting in my armor to protect me from damage.
Okay. So difficulty 3.
That's a 19.
So you succeed. So Jazz gets the action hero moment of leaping out of the way as the helicopter crashes in the jungle and explodes. The plume of fire expanding behind you, then one of the blade of the helicopter rotor kicking in the mud and then spinning off from the helicopter towards the fortress, where it just shreds a group of the fire cultists as they're trudging their way inside. It's full on Saving Private Ryan right now outside the fortress.
I assume I don't get the minor effect again for the 19. It doesn't stack.
No, you wouldn't get a set. You could get a different minor effect, but you can't get the same one twice.
Okay.
I think I'm trying to remember where the list of minor effects are. Page 86 of the PDF.
Okay.
So minor effects, they're like knockbacks, moving past, daze, or distract. Those are mostly during attacks, though.
Yeah, I think.
Unless you can think of something specific, I would say this does give you an opening to get into the fortress
We'll
with
go
the
ahead
explosion
and
stuff.
Use that, yeah.
Okay, this gives you enough of an opening to move a little bit and get closer into the entrance of the fortress without being drawn upon by any of the cultists. All right, that is pretty much it for everyone else's round. Let's say you hear a thundering in the distance, especially Yorha is closest to you, and you begin to see the rumbling of the branches and birds flying out over the treetops as something is approaching, presumably Kong. At the same time, the generators have gone out. All of you hear feel this sort of like shaking to the ground. Like a small earthquake settles after a few seconds, but something is happening. So that's back to all of you. What would you like to do?
Run out from the trees.
Okay.
Who's in more of a bind? Probably Thea, who just got shanked.
Yeah, you can see Thea and Shellac like up to the upper reaches of the ramparts along the fortress, currently being swarmed by a group of cultists.
I'm gonna launch another skull missile at the group of cultists swarming them.
Okay. Is this something that attacks a single creature or
It's a single creature? Or
okay.
could I target the structure next to the cultist to make it like give out?
Sort of collapsing some of the ruins on top of them.
Yeah.
It would be a tight. There's no guarantee that it's not going to hit Shellac and Thea as well, because they're sort of being surrounded by these people.
Okay.
Yeah, but one of them has a shell.
One of them does.
And the other one's quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go for thinning the herd then. Picking up one of the cultists.
Yeah. So it's a difficulty 3 to hit one of them.
I'm going to. Sorry.
I will say actually, because you are they are at a higher ground than you. I'm going to give one step to them, so that'll put it to a 4 instead.
I'm going to reduce it to a 3 using my effort.
Okay.
And go for it.
Okay.
Clear. D20. What's that one? 10.
That succeeds. That's 8 points of damage.
Yes.
You just obliterate. I think the fire, Thea and Shellac, you just see one of these cultists suddenly just stop, and just flames begin to emerge from their form as they are immediately vaporized as the skull of fire just generates in their chest before snuffing out. And you can just see a small trail of smoke leading back to Yorha across the river as he
gets his goggles up.
Yeah. Wonderful.
I don't think I get any minor or major effects on the exhaustion roll, correct?
No,
because I rolled a 19. So okay.
Yeah, nothing on that. I'm gonna go back to this song. I just liked this song so much. Okay. Who else?
I'll do essentially the same thing, different flavor with my Force Wand.
Okay.
I do have the +1 on it for the next 24 hours, though, so that's fun.
Oh, nice.
From my
Right.
previous minor effect.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out how to do this buff. I think I've got it there. I don't know what the add ref is for, how that's any different from the buff, but that's fine.
I don't know.
You can make it reference a specific part of your sheet if you have like modifiers and stuff on the sheet.
Gotcha. Thank you. But so...
So difficulty, I say another difficulty 4 because you are still at a lower vantage point.
Though I'm kind of in the fortress now, so...
Yeah, you have. I would say if you use your movement, if you're moving in and kind of heading up the stairs, I'll put you on even footing. So I'll keep it at a 3.
All right.
You'll be a little more exposed, but
let's go ahead and do that. Oof. That I don't think that does it at a 7.
No, that won't be enough. Yeah, the bolt that you fire, because it was a force bolt from your wand. Yeah, I think it connects with the stone next to them and sort of blows out a chunk of bricks, sort of spraying across the group as everyone sort of flinches. But it doesn't actually deal any damage to anyone in the group there. Some of the attackers in the fortress, though, seem to notice you and seem more aware of your presence. All right, so that's the 2 wizards.
I have got one of the water ones in front of me, kind of trying to blast me with water. Are there
Yes.
others around me too, or just the one?
I said there was a group of them, so there are probably a couple of others in there's the one dead one. And I'd say some of those that were more stunned by the attack and haven't quite gotten up yet.
Okay. Can I roll 2 things into one where basically I want to enact violence, but with the intent to be to intimidate the other ones kind of around me?
Okay, so you're trying to attack one of them.
I want to attack one in an extremely intimidating way.
Okay, so here's what
They don't
I will.
have to die in the process, but hey, whatever works, whatever seems like most effective. I am trained in intimidation, so I'd like to deploy that here.
Okay, here's
I'm gonna
what
keep
I will.
smashing.
I'm gonna offer you so what we're gonna do is make this an intimidate roll then, since that's the main focus of your action here.
Yeah.
So let's roll it as that and then see what the effect is and figure out how to adjudicate that. So
Okay.
the difficulty is a 3 for intimidating them. Again, you're using Iron Fang, so it counts as an asset whenever you're using it.
Okay. Is this a might roll in this case, or?
I would allow this as a might roll. Yeah, because you're specifically intimidating using your physical prowess.
Cool. All right, rolling. 17.
That's very good. So I'm gonna say what you do is one of the body of the one that was already crushed. You just bring up is the one closest to you. You just bring up Iron Fang and just like, I mean, I'm imagining you just smash the body and it just flattens into pieces. It just gore splattering the camera, and your whole body then being covered in the gore and viscera that come off of this. And immediately the cultist that had been casting the spell, like, stops, looks around to the others that are kind of getting up in the mud, and they all just begin to back up away, and he starts to panic, and they all just begin to retreat away, holding up their hands like, I don't want anything to do with it. He attacked the dead guy. He was already dead.
Just wanted to make sure.
Those 4 seem like they are running, though.
Then I'll yell at them, like kind of gargling a little bit, but that, and and just kind of blurble after them, and then continue to kind of like push forward to where the others are.
Okay.
Am I where on the map? Am I where I am?
I haven't moved anyone on the map.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Let me pull the map back up.
This had a broken slot, but I didn't know if I would.
So yeah, I had you over in that vicinity. And then yeah, that's about where you were.
Okay, then I'll just like run up. As
Where
far
Jazz
as
is.
makes sense. I don't know how movement works in this game.
You can move an immediate distance as part of an attack. So
Okay, so immediate. So boop.
I'd let you get to the stairs.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going real loose with it
Yeah.
for this. So
I'm out of the water at least.
yes,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
All right, so that's 2 people, or 3 people down. So it's Aqua Team that still hasn't gone yet.
Am I still surrounded?
There's 1 less than there was before. But yeah, there's still we'll say 3 more cultists in your
Cool.
vicinity.
I have a thing for this. I'm gonna activate Wind Vein
Okay.
and blast them with a big ring of lightning.
Okay. How does the ability work again?
It says you activate the staff by spinning it around you, causing lightning to spark from the ferrules and form a deadly ring that leaps from you towards the creatures within short range. The lightning ring inflicts points of damage equal to the artifact's level.
Okay, that's short range too. This is within 50 feet of you.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck everyone, I guess.
Does it say you get to choose who's
No.
included in that? It's just creatures, and then
Sorry, Shelly.
yeah, Shalek's probably gonna get zapped a little bit.
All right, if it happens.
All right,
My
so
rubber suit
Quickest
should
way
have
to a
been
goal.
saved,
what is the is it an attack or does it say what you roll?
It doesn't say. It just says I activate it, and then lightning leaps towards creatures within short range, and it inflicts points of damage equal to its level.
Okay,
say
well,
it's
so what's the level of your staff?
5.
Okay, Shalak, I need you to roll a speed defense, difficulty 5.
Okay, so that's reduced by 1 because I'm trained in speed defense.
I owe you an XP.
Yeah, and then so it moves it down to a 4, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then I'm going to since I have an edge of 2 in might, I'm gonna spend a point and bring it down again to a 3.
Okay.
We'll try a 3. All right. Yeah, no, clear those rolls. That's a 6.
It's not enough.
Oh, that's a 6.
So does 5 points of lightning damage. All right. 5 points of lightning damage to everyone within 50 feet of them, which I'm going to say does not include Yorha, Jonah, and Jazz.
Real glad I'm out of the water.
The Gar's gonna get it though.
Yeah.
Gar succeeds because he is a level
Fine.
5, so it does not
Like
affect
it all
him.
little guys.
Does that charge that big battery that's right next to them?
That's a good question, actually.
Overcharges it.
The electricity shoots off. Beans still just zap all of the cultists in the area. The 3 around you are just are stunned from the blast and go and begin to crumple onto the ground. Most of the other cultists in the area as well are just they're struck by lightning. And immediately downed. Gar holds out the crab claw again, and it gets absorbed into the claw and sort of channeled through him back towards that generator behind. He seems to withstand the blast, but you do see the lightning surging and then going like channeling through the cables as well.
I rolled for exhaustion. I'm good.
Okay.
I rolled a 6. It exhausts on a 1.
So
Should I be rolling for exhaustion for anything?
Oh no, because your weapon doesn't have an exhaustion.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. All right. Shellac.
So wow, that hurt very big much. I'm still going to I'm still gonna go punch because is Gar in the water now?
No, Gar's on the stairs a little
He's
bit
on the
above you.
stairs. Okay. Might as well just run up. I'm gonna run up and beat him. Punch him again.
Go for it.
All right.
Same difficulty 5 as before.
All right, 5. Okay, so it's medium attack, so I can reduce it.
It's a light weapon, so you get to reduce it by 1.
1.
To a 4.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna spend a point in might and reduce it again.
Okay. So
And
you roll
let's do
a
that.
9 or higher.
Let's hopefully it do. Okay, we'll just do a 5. That's okay, I guess.
Ugh. That's not good.
Whiff.
I'm gonna offer you an intrusion.
Okay.
To turn that into a 1. So I'm going to offer you the intrusion of you go to attack Gar, and he sort of deftly maneuvers out of the way, but right behind him is this big sparking generator, and you just sort of punch into that and get electrocuted
Okay.
again.
Oh boy. All right.
Something smells delicious.
Oh,
You
shell
can
shock.
you can accept it and gain XP, or you can spend your XP to reject it.
How much damage?
I'm gonna say 3 points of lightning damage.
Boy. I'm gonna just go ahead and take the hit.
Okay, so you get an XP and you can give an XP to someone else.
Okay. Trying to think who's there. Let's go ahead and give it to Jonah.
Okay. You connect accidentally with the generator, and now it's surging with electricity. Some of that channeling into you, and you get a secondary blast of lightning coursing through your body as you connect with it, which hurts. I think that is everyone, right?
While
So
we're at the
that
end of the round, chat has given us another loot drop.
thank
So
you,
just
chat.
Tally that one.
Someone roll D100 for me.
I shall do this thing. 48.
All right. At least it was different than before. Oh, it's more mojo juice.
I have that as a cipher.
God, how do I give that to somebody right now?
Oh wait, did I splat the diseased person all over myself? Am I covered with diseased blood?
No, because he had.
Joe juice.
Yeah, but would he still have it if he was fine?
That is true. Maybe
Oh,
he
boy.
had. Maybe he. No, because where we get is he had a sick child out there and was taking that to them.
Oh, so I'm fine. Good, good, good.
Yeah, you're fine. That's not canon. It's very dark. No, sick grandma. The
Prince of England or something.
I'm gonna get that to you guys somehow. I'm gonna figure out how to do that. Just gonna have to give me a minute. There's a roar that comes from the jungle, and you see a dark shape suddenly erupting from the tree line, leaping over the river as you see Kong grabbing one of the helicopters out of the air and just smashing it into the ground with large fiery explosion and smoke erupting over the walls as he beats his chest several times and lets out a thundering roar over the courtyard. Immediately all the cultists flinching and cowering as they see this creature that they thought they were protected from appearing. Gar then is going, seeing his guard now having been decimated, shouts out again, and I think, instead of charging down the stairs, takes Drown, his trident, wielding it overhead and beginning to spin it in one hand. As it does, there's this sort of whistling noise that begins to come from it, and you watch as tendrils of the water that surrounds the that has sort of flowed into the courtyard and surrounds the fortress, beginning to pool up through the air in a similar way to Thea that I think brings back some memories from the attack on your village. And you watch as this water serpentines through the air, forming the visage of a sea serpent, and then comes crashing down the stairway towards Thea and I guess just Thea, because Shellac is behind him right now, so you're out of the way of this. But it comes crashing down the stairs towards Thea and then begins to snake through the courtyard in a long range, which I'm thinking is actually going to be able to encompass Jonah and Jazz as well. So the three of you, I need to make speed defense rolls.
I rolled a 6.
All right. It's difficulty 5, so that fails.
I rolled a 9.
Also fails.
2.
Also fails. You all take 5 points of damage.
Okay. Armor reduces that.
Armor reduces that, yeah.
Okay. And does that go to, because of speed defense, it goes to our speed pool? That's where the damage goes? Or
No, it goes to your might pool first.
our might pool first? Okay. So
Yeah. It'll go from your might pool until your might pool hits 0.
right on.
And then it
Got
starts
it.
going to speed. However, as you were caught up in this, yes, Shellac?
I was just gonna ask because I forgot about like armor with all of the damage that I've been taking. How much does armor reduce damage?
By its number. So what armor do you have?
2 because of my shell.
Right. So the first attack, you can take 2 points back because the attack from
Okay.
Thea you would have been able to reduce with your armor. I'm considering the attack from the intrusion to be ambient damage, so that you don't get to reduce.
Okay.
However, those of you that are caught up in this current find yourselves all washed back down to the river as it pushes you along the currents in that direction. Move. Try to move. All down there. Okay. That is Gar's turn, and as that happens, the fire cultists, they're seeming to be repelled, begin to retreat back towards the one currently active helicopter, some of them climbing up the ladder back into it as it descends down towards the roof of the fortress. The captain, however, seeming enraged, looks over towards Gar, who is now within range, as is Shellac, unfortunately. And the captain lets a stream of flame loose over the two of you. Let me remind myself how this works. All right, with his hell cannon. Let's see. His fire damage ambient. Equal to the next level. All right, I need you to make a speed defense action. Need to roll really quickly for the difficulty. Difficulty 4.
4. So reduced by 1 because I'm trained in it. So 3. I'm going to because I have an edge of 1 in speed, so it would take 2 points to reduce it further.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to roll.
Okay, so 2, so you need a 6 or higher.
Oh, come on!
Your rolls have been so bad.
I'm just wasting points here.
Not just this system. I feel like your rolls have been always forever.
Yeah.
his rolls have always been
forever.
bad.
Following me from roll 20
every
to
system, every app that we use.
It's not fair. I don't know what you did.
I angered somebody.
It is. It is. Let's see. Yeah. It is 4 points of damage.
Okay.
Ambient, so not reduced by armor.
Okay.
It wasn't a major effect, so you don't catch fire. So that's good. Gar, however, throws up a wall of water as he is a higher level and completely dissipates the effect of the fire, avoiding the blast as the captain then retreats back, grabbing onto the cable of the helicopter that begins to lift him off the ground, making his badass exit and yelling obscenities down towards Gar. That will end his turn. All of you are on the ground. You're back in the water. So that will end that round. And you guys will have another group of turns.
Is the 3 of us being in the water, what is the downsides of that? Like,
You're
does
wet.
it take us a long time to get back to where everything is?
You are further distance away, so to get back to where like Gar is on the rooftop, I would say you'd have to take a move action to get fully back up there, unless you have something to move faster.
That's what I wanted to ask, because I'm gonna try to deploy a feat of strength here, and haul my 2 buds and try to hurl them onto the shore.
Okay.
We'll remind you, if we go by the the D&D stuff, Jazz is 300 some pounds roughly.
A lifetime of physical training, Alex, has rewarded me with incredible power.
A feat
My muscles
of strength.
ripple beneath my skin. Evident in my extraordinary build and frame, I can do things others, Alex, would not dream possible. I can haul incredible weight and hurl my body, which is immense, or another's, which is 300 pounds, through the air, it says, and punch through doors.
He's just gonna yeet a robot.
So
aggressive reading.
I'm
of
going
that ability
to yeeteth my friends, and I will not have any more back talk.
Okay. That's your back talk quota for the session. So I will say this will be fairly challenging.
Sure.
I'll put this at a oh no, I already have this up. I'm going to put this in an intimidating ability. Task me on the abilities of most normal people.
Okay,
That sounds
cool.
that sounds fair.
Let's do it.
So that's a 6.
I'm gonna apply effort.
Reduces to a 5. You're also trained, so that makes it down to a 4.
So I think.
Do we have any assets or anything that might help here?
Can the 2 of you think light thoughts? I mean, Thea probably can skim on the water, right? So like a skitter bug, just like maybe for her, maybe it's easier for her, but
You can
I don't know if
skip
that
me like
makes
a
it.
rock.
Yeah. but yeah, I can't think of anything for Jazz. So I'll roll.
Okay. You need a 12 or higher.
Okay. Wait, why is it not? Oh, I gotta select a dice first. All right. 9.
Okay, so this is something we do get into, which I think I would allow in this situation, given the time that you have to do this. So you can attempt a reroll, and there are 2 ways that you can do that.
Oh wait. Oh, I have an ability that lets me do that, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I have versatile. No, I can reduce. That doesn't help, right? Reduce.
You can reduce the task difficulty by. Well, that would help you if to.
Was it a 12?
It would have been a 9 if you reduced it by 1 more difficulty.
So, and is it meeting or I don't have to exceed?
Meeting. Yeah.
Okay. Well, can I just deploy
I'll
that?
say because we're getting used to this. Yeah, you get to do that once a day.
Normally, yeah, I would.
You'd have to do it ahead of time.
Beforehand.
Yeah. Normally you have to do it beforehand.
I would have used that if I remembered I had it for 100% because I definitely want to toss these dwarves for sure.
You do so. Whatever you need to do to check off that you've used that for the day.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. So you grab both of them, like each of them in one arm, Thea in your non-dominant arm, and you kind of take a step back and just go like running and then lunging forward, just heaving, shot putting 2 people. one of them weighing over 300 pounds.
I throw my shoulder out though, real bad, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go downstream a little bit.
And you just heave them back. Again, I'm going with full like anime logic at this point. You guys were carried down here by a water dragon. So you heave them both over the lower parapet and back up over the pools of water in the courtyard, and the 2 of you come like tumbling down at the foot of the stairs that Gar is at the top of.
Okay.
Ooh, I can understand, but that was rather impressive, tossing me like that.
And his old man back gives out.
Yeah, I mean, Jonah is just out of earshot right now, like a little further down the lane, just kind of like.
You know what? I will offer you an intrusion to make this an actual like mechanic or
I'll take damage
thing right now.
Not
damage, but what I'm going to say is your training is going to be essentially any difficulty or any task to do like athletics for a short period of time will be hindered, so it'll negate your training.
Cool.
So you get an XP,
and I'll give your an XP.
Okay, cool. Wonderful. That felt like it meets the fiction very well. So I think, is that the only person that's gone so far? Nobody else has gone yet. Okay. But that was a lot, so I lost track. That's it for the round, right? Okay, so we have Shellac by the generator, Thea and Jazz at the base of the stairs. Yorha still across the river with Jonah.
Simple and sweet. I move into the river and then cast push on myself to jettison myself on top of the wall.
Okay. I was debating whether I want to do something here to fuck with you. Yeah, I got to give out more intrusions. So I'm gonna offer an intrusion to you because you don't have to roll for that or anything, right?
No.
You just push yourself. What is the distance?
It says immediate.
Immediate range.
Smaller must be. Yeah. Push a creature or an object in immediate distance in any direction I wish.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Here's the intrusion I am going to offer. Then, you as you channel the power down, I would say like there's a surge of elemental energy. You're not sure why the whole area seems to be crackling with like elemental power right now, and the push is far greater than you anticipated. It just yeets you straight towards the top of the pavilion, where the helicopter is up there, and into the open arms of the fire captain that is currently trying to get away.
If he collides and the captain catches him, Vainglory here to help.
So you accept the intrusion then?
I'll accept the intrusion. I'll give
Okay.
I'll give an XP to Jazz.
All right. So you yeeted, and I think you crash into the captain, sending him tumbling off of the rope that he was currently holding on to. And you see, as you're kind of gaining your, but you're like prone on the ground right now, and he's fallen to his back as well. You see him pull himself up. You actually recognize this fellow, one of the raiders that joined the cult, but he looks different. As you notice, there's what he didn't have before, has this like metal plating that seems to be sort of like interwoven into his skin, sort of melt or fused to him from about the side of his brow near his eye down his face, kind of the half of his jaw, and then disappearing under his clothes.
Don't like that.
And he looks to you, and there's this a moment of recognition, but he doesn't say anything. You just see this look of recognition in his eyes, but there is his body seems to continue to move as he grabs his flamethrower and begins to point it towards you. But it's not his turn yet. So, all right, that's Yorha's turn. Jazz, Thea, Shellac.
I mean, I'm going after Gar. So.
I think Jazz will just be like, I'll attempt to soften him up as you rush in, and it's just gonna fire at Gar with the Force Wand, see if he can do something.
Okay. Yeah. He's a difficulty 5.
Okay, so that means 15. Now, is this going to come out of my intellect pool to reduce it?
You're attacking with the wand.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And how much effort can I spend?
You have 1 level of effort right now. So that's as much as you can just do the 1.
Okay. Though I will say, because you pointed out before that when casting spells with a wand, it adds +1 to the edge. My edge is now 3. Can I just
So you can
do effort
automatically apply a level of effort for free. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, let's do that.
All right. So that so did you say you had training that reduced it to a 4, or?
I mean, I'm trained in using magic items.
Okay, yeah, that works. It's a magic item. So reduced to a 4, to a 3 with the effort. So you need to roll a 9 or higher.
Right. And then I do have the +1 to this
Yes, you do.
artifact. That is a 13 total.
Perfect. How much damage?
5.
Ooh, nice. So he takes 3 points. Can't do math. All right, perfect. So the this bead of force comes shooting out from the wand. I'm assuming this is just the same wand that Jazz had before that he had been using. So it sort of gathers at the edge and then goes firing off, sort of streaking around at an odd angle and then slamming into Gar as he's currently defending with the water, just finished defending with the water shield against the flamethrower strike, and sort of hits this crab arm, and you can see some of the carapace is like torn away, revealing the muscle underneath, and lets out another cry of pain. He looks around for the source of the attack. At the same time, while he's distracted, Thea, you wanted to make your strike? Strikes. Yeah.
Yes, please.
All right.
Snake.
Like a snake.
What's snake?
So difficulty 5 again, and I think you said you could get that down to. Well, are you doing the same thing you did last time?
I'm doing the same thing I did last time, so I'm gonna spend the effort, and I can get him down to a 2 and a 3.
Okay.
That's
so
what I
you
did last time.
A 6 on the first one, and a 9 on the second one.
All right, so the first one with Windbane. And that's a 10.
Succeeds.
And the second one with a dagger. And it's a 6, so that one does not.
That does not, no.
Okay. But so Windbane does 4. So it's 2 damage, and the lightning damage is ambient.
Oh, it is.
On
Okay.
this, yeah. I did not realize that until this time.
I won't take Shellac's health away for the one that he got. I won't be mean
Well,
like
the
that.
lightning damage specifically when I hit with it is ambient.
Oh, is the other damage not ambient then?
I don't know. I didn't look because I wasn't doing that this time.
Okay. So what is the total damage then?
4.
Okay. Was it
2.
more last time?
Because I rolled a 19 last time. So I did extra damage.
Right.
So it's 2 for the staff, and then 2 ambient lightning damage.
Okay.
It doesn't say about the ring. It just says lightning. It just
would
says
say
points of
ambient
damage.
after.
Yeah, it doesn't say ambient. So.
Okay. All right. The so the strike hits again, jabbing in. He seems to deflect the actual the blade of the spear. However, the electricity then surges through as he is gripped onto the spear with his crab claw, and jolts again, causing him to release it out of pain.
I am not going to leave here until you're dead.
Thinking about it. I don't have a one-liner for that.
He's like, no,
I'll
you.
get back to me. No, you.
Nuh-uh.
I'm not gonna leave here till you're dead.
I know you are. What am I?
Shellac, you haven't taken your turn yet.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide what the best course of action is for me. If so we got Gar, and then there's another. That sorcerer dude got on the helicopter and pieced it.
No, he's still on the ground now. Jonah knocked him off. So you have 2 people on the roof with you right now, or 2 enemies on the roof. You have not a sorcerer, but he's the fire cult captain with the flamethrower on his back, looking like he's about to attack Yorha with it. And then Gar.
Okay. God, I feel like Shellac would just. I think he's just pissed off at both of these assholes. I think he's gonna go after. I think seeing that Jazz and Thea have already kind of gone after Gar, I'm gonna go after the fire cult guy.
Okay.
And because I want to try it, I want to use my shotgun.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack with your shotgun against the fire captain. So that is a speed attack roll instead of a might.
Okay.
This feels like such a Raiders of the Lost Ark sort of moment here. Where it's like there's someone's like.
Yeah. Okay. So
Difficulty is a 4 for this one.
it's a 4. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and because I have an edge of 1, I'm gonna use 2 points, reduce it to 3.
Okay. And that does come out of your speed pool.
Yes. Lord help me, please give me something.
Come on.
Come on, just a good roll. 13.
Yes. That works.
Thank God. All right.
How much damage does the shotgun again?
6.
Well, I gotta check his hit points real quick.
That's the only thing in this game that I know.
Yeah.
It's
the shotgun damage.
You know what? It's a big part of this game. I don't.
It's kind of in the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of the quiz at the end of the session to. Okay. All right, so 6 points of damage. He has 1 armor. So that's 5 points as it just sort of blasts the side of him. And you see as the blast hits, and the shot from the shotgun just blows away a section of his armor, and the skin underneath. You see where it's torn away, you see metal wiring kind of fused underneath as well, sort of T100 style. He's got the just this mechanical body underneath. It seems damaged by the shotgun blast, but he's looking pretty rough from just that one hit. Well done.
Yay.
That will end your turn. I think all of you have gone. Kong is going to go then, and Kong goes, sort of leaps. I think all of you on the top of the fortress just see a shadow for a moment overtake it, that then narrows down towards the center of the structures. Boosh, the giant ape lands on top of it, sort of 1 foot crushing through it, but he maintains his balance on top with 1 arm, and then he reaches out and grabs onto the helicopter, and then sort of crushes the compartment. You see the pilot's cockpit just sort of shatters under his grip, and then just hurls the helicopter out into the jungle, where just and then off in the distance, an explosion goes off and lets out another roar as he pounds his chest again. The cultist, or the captain, who's now the only surviving member of the team, immediately turns his attention in that direction, as does Gar. That, I think, then the Gar is going to take his turn, and I can't decide who he. God, he really wants to kill you, Thea. So I think that's what he's going to try to do. He brings up Drown again. This time not spinning it, but instead holding it, and he says, I don't think either one of us is making it off this roof. I'm going to take you with me.
Fine. I'll go.
He just goes, oh, okay.
Oh. So I've got
Confuse him.
my Sentra parked out there.
And he jabs in your direction with
One day
Drown.
I'll say something cool and you guys will let it be cool.
It was cool. It was cool.
One day.
You are being weird. Sorry.
Make a speed defense roll.
Okay, I'm trained in these.
All right, so it reduces to a 4.
I'm gonna spend effort. I really need to not get stabbed. That's a 9. That's enough, right?
Did you spend effort? You spent
Yeah,
effort as
to
well?
reduce it to a 3.
Okay, then yeah, 9 just makes
Thank
it. jabs out with the trident. I think you just do a full like matrix backbend as it just collides over top of you, catching a few strands of your hair, and then you wheel around to the sides for your counter attack, but you have avoided his strike. The captain, I think he just stands back up. You see the metal mechanisms underneath sort of fused with his organic organs as well. I think with the damage that he sustained, you actually see his like mechanical beating heart under his chest. He brings the flamethrower up and lets out a gout of flame, which he sprays across the courtyard over both Kong and Yorha. Yorha, I need a speed defense roll from you as well. You are prone on the ground though, so it'll be a step more difficult for you. So it'll be a 5.
Cool. There's gonna be some bullshit now. For one, I'm gonna use my special ability, which is Trickery. When you would spend points from your might or speed pool, you can spend from your intellect pool instead.
Okay.
And any edge applies, but the cost is increased by 2. So I'll be spending 3 from my intellect pool to reduce it down a step. And then I have Ingenuity. When you attempt an action that involves a skill in which you are neither trained or specialized, you can use this ability to gain an asset for the task. And if I fail, I can't use the ability again for 24 hours.
Okay, if you do that in speed defense for speed defense rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 3. Okay, so that'll be a difficulty of 3 now.
Yeah. Hope for the best. 3.
You rolled a 3?
I rolled a 3, so that's fail.
So that fails. So you can't use that again on speed defense rolls now.
I don't think I can use the ability itself for 24
Oh, you can't use the
hours.
ability itself again. Oh, either way. Okay. It accomplishes the same effect. All right. The fire then coating both Yorha and Kong, you take 4 points of damage.
Reduced to 2 because I'm a tiefling.
Oh, right. You have. We gave you that. Forgot. So yeah, you take 2 points of damage. Kong does not take any. It does not seem to have any effect against him.
And he takes 1 point of damage because of my elemental defense. When a creature within immediate distance successfully attacks you, the flames surrounding me inflict 1 point of damage to that creature.
Okay.
He has like 2 armor, so.
Yeah, so the fire kind of in retribution sparks back, channeled back towards him, but it seems to just wash over his body. It doesn't seem to have any additional effect. There aren't any early guards around. Okay, so it's back to you guys.
What are people's health at right now? In terms of, is anyone missing 5 or more from their might pool?
I have 4 left.
I have 7 of 20 left from my might pool.
Ooh, okay. Because one of the ciphers that Val gave me is the healing round, where I load up a magic bullet that will heal you, though it does also say it usually comes found in sets of 1d6.
Oh, did you not? Oh, yeah, roll for those as well
Yeah,
to
so
see how
let
many you
me
get.
Roll for that. I got 4.
Okay, so you have 4 healing bullets.
So I think for my action, I'm going to load one up, and since it seems like right now it is in the face of Gar, I don't think I can because all I have is a revolver, and then it specifically mentions like some focus lets you shoot multiple people. I do not have that one.
That'd be funny though, just full on McCree, except healing.
So gonna shoot one. I think technically I'm supposed to make an attack roll, but also wouldn't it be her making a defense roll instead or something?
Yeah, so if you're attacking another player, then you make an attack and they make a defense roll. But I'm going to say for the purposes of this that I don't think anyone's trying to dodge your healing bullets.
Thea, you hear Jazz call out to you and just like, Thea, and then you see them pull out a revolver, which they have not had up till now, aim it at you. This won't hurt, I promise. And then shoots you,
Okay.
and you suddenly feel 5 points of might better.
I love it.
Literally puts me back to like half my pool.
That's wonderful.
Yay!
Okay, so you're shot full of healing.
Yep, I have
And
3
you're
more
to
of those
blame.
before the cipher's gone.
I'm so glad I found those.
I think that's really how she would react though. Is like pointing a gun at her. This won't hurt. Oh, okay.
Okay.
I know you. I don't think you'd shoot me.
Okay, so that's Jazz's turn. Everyone else?
I'll just make my long, lonely way back up the shore. On the way, I guess I have an ability that I can get a might back in exchange for intellect. I roll a d6 to see if I lose the ability until rest. It's something happens on odd, but I forget which. Where did it go? It was shake it off on an odd number. I can't. Okay, so I can't use this again until after I rest. But I'll get back a might and I'll lose 2 intellect, and that's just while I'm trying to shake it off, I'm making my way back up, and I don't know how far I get, but
Okay, so you're using an ability, so I don't think you just get your immediate vicinity movement. So you make it back to like the stairs of the lower pavilion, not the upper one where everybody's at right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. Oh, did you stay there, Jazz?
I mean, probably moving a little bit, but I can only move immediate distance right now.
Okay. I'll make it right here.
All right. So Yorha, Shalak, and Thea.
Go and blast the dude in front of me with my wand.
Do it.
So reduce a step because it's a wand. Just roll. 18. That's a minor effect, right?
Yes, it is.
Let me see.
So for an attack that just deals additional damage, you get 2 additional points of damage.
So that's 10 total.
Oof. That kills him. Go ahead.
Yorhal grab onto his ankle as he's blasting Kong, look up at him and say, "I'll show you real fire." And a flame snake just juts out of his hand and just engulfs him.
Okay. His whole body is then like turns to ash as the fire loves around, and you see all the organic aspects of him begin to be fully absorbed in the flames. You almost see this look of sort of like gratitude across his face for a moment as he like regains some of his senses, and you like it's a flash and you're not even sure exactly if you were seeing that or not, as he is fully incinerated, and what falls to the ground is the mechanical interior that had been sort of woven into his body, and the flamethrower now lying on the ground in front of you, tempting you.
Save that for later. I'll use the rest of my turn to just get up and move across the parapet.
Okay. Shalak and Thea.
Well, I'm gonna hit the man. The chat redeemed a recovery roll for me.
Oh, nice.
So I'm gonna roll that first. I got 1 + 1, 2. Good,
Okay.
good. Just gonna
Hey, every bit counts.
put those back. Thank you. And then I'm going to try to mercilessly kill Gar Shatterkeel.
All right.
Shar
Same deal as
Gatterkeel.
before. Shar Gatterkeel. Same deal as before. You're gonna spend effort and all that.
Yep.
Jazz.
So I'm gonna do the same
All right.
thing.
So difficulty
Oh,
2 for the
she's-
first
No,
attack.
not on
Jazz.
Jazz.
Stupid.
Okay.
2 for the difficulty 2 for the first,
Yeah.
and 3 for the second.
So 2 for Windbane. Come on, baby. Well, that's a 7.
Succeeds.
So that's enough. And then for the dagger, that's 16.
Both succeed.
That's not enough for a minor effect, right? It starts
No.
at 17. Okay.
Yeah.
So all told,
Fuck off, Mecca.
2, 4, 6 damage to him. 2 of those are ambient.
Okay. That's enough to kill him. So, what is Thea enacting her revenge here?
I'm gonna take Windvane and here's what I'll do. I'm gonna take Windvane and I'm going to flip it around, and with like the shaft of it, I'm gonna just crack it through his knees, so he will fall, and then kick him onto his back. Just take the dagger, flip it around, just like knee right on his chest, and just go, "Told you," and then slit his throat.
Okay. You slit his throat, and he begins to like kind of falter over, bracing himself with the crab claws. He's beginning to bleed out.
Do you want to try to say you're sorry?
Gurgles and just blood flowing from his mouth. Shellac, was there anything? There's no more enemies on the parapets here. Is there anything you want to do?
I mean, there's not. I mean, I might in the ensuing battle between Thea and Gar, is I might have been running over at that point, but that's about it. You know, just enough time to be like, oh, he's dead.
Oh, then you hear me being creepy.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna like stand there and just like I think if I start to move away, she'll hear me, and then it'll be awkward. But if I stand here, it's awkward. Oh no!
Shellac retreats into his shell. Out of
Literally.
awkwardness.
Yeah.
Okay. What happens then, as Gar is bleeding out and trying to speak and unable to do so, is you all feel another tremor run through the ground. And Kong kind of staggers a bit, bracing himself with both hands on the pavilion. But the tremor doesn't seem to dissipate at all, and in fact it seems to intensify, as then you watch a large crack begin to form in the roof of the structure, and the whole building begins to part. The ground around the trees beginning to fall away, everything beginning to cave in, and behind the fortress, away from the river, you see a sinkhole begin to form up, and the ground start to cave inwards until it begins to billow out and then explodes outwards in a hail of rock and ground and tree debris, and emerging and towering upwards, dozens, hundreds of feet above you, you see this immense form blotting out the sun before you. This massive creature, black and green scaling running down its entire body, sparking with electricity. Large jagged spines running down its back. The creature emerges from the ground. You can see atop its head a figure standing there laughing maniacally of Dr. Jim as he rides on top of this creature as it emerges, and Gar, as he looks up on it with amazement, sort of stopping his struggling and just sinking back onto his knees, bleeding out, just enough gasping breath to speak out 2 words to you, Thea. I win. Before he keels over onto the ground.
No, we have a Kong. Oh. No, you're gone.
You shatter keel over onto the ground.
He shatter keels over onto the ground. And
Kong!
as Kong
Little help!
looks up at the massive figure of Godzilla that has emerged from the ground. Beats is just and you see Godzilla turn its head around towards you and lets out an ear-shattering screech, this roaring, the sound of thunder emerging from its throat as sparks of electricity continue to run down its body, and the two set towards each other to collide. And I'm gonna end our session there.
Did you mark down this loot drop for later?
Fuck. Okay, we got 2 loot drops to
Yeah.
get through to give out to y'all. Out of Gar's pocket, as he falls on the ground, a syringe comes rolling across the ground to you, Thea, filled with this this orange liquid inside. That's the mojo juice. It does say it comes in a syringe. I didn't make that up. Can I get another D100 roll for somebody while I turn the music to something a little less dramatic?
Who hasn't done one yet tonight?
I'll do it since I haven't done it.
Oh yeah.
Watch it, it'll be a bad roll. 48 again.
Should we re-roll?
Okay, no, re-roll. I'm not giving out the same one in the in the same
All right,
game.
15.
15. Why can't I find? We're just gonna put that on for right now. Just some cool ambient music to calm down to. All right. 15, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Ciphers. I need to memorize the page this is on, because I'm gonna be going there a lot. Huh. Compulsion charm. Okay, compulsion charm. Tiny heart-shaped trinket made from gold that hangs on a bracelet or a necklace. One creature you can see within range must obey your next verbal command given if it is understood to it. Your next verbal command given to it from you or someone else before the end of the next round. Huh. Okay. Guard a bracelet. There you go. So that's another one too. I'll take screen grabs of both of those. The other item that falls to the ground as well, or was in Gar's clutches, is Drown. So that will be a new artifact that I will give out to you guys next time.
Cool.
You get XP for getting an artifact as well, but I'm gonna have to. I'll give that to you guys at the beginning of the next session too, because I need to calculate the level of the item. So the way that works is when you loot an artifact, you get an XP equal to the level of the artifact that is distributed then amongst the group. So I'll roll for that next time, or before our next session. Good game, y'all. Everyone's, I think, took to the new system pretty well. How'd you guys feel about that?
Enjoying
Yeah,
it.
I think it works. Yeah, I think. I mean, we're still finding the footing, but like,
Yeah.
it's pretty streamlined.
You guys still got to do a lot of the epic nonsense that you would do otherwise, so I didn't see much of a change there.
Well, at least on my part, a little easier to do it than previously. I realized that my playing style is not deal direct damage and just do other things, but that's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll still. Oh, Jake, you were saying something.
Nothing. It was inconsequential. I was just gonna say I got to use a shotgun.
Yeah, you did get to use
Yes,
the shotgun.
you
We had
did.
shotguns.
We saw it.
and we had shotguns
Gar
and we
had a
had sorcery.
I almost killed the guy.
So we hit all the high points here. But yeah, we'll go ahead and end our session there for today then. So thank you everyone out there for watching, and to my players with coming along with me and cooperating with this change. It seems like it's gonna work out well as we sort of finish up our campaign here. I think we're in the getting into the home stretch with one more cult remaining once you've dealt with Godzilla. We will be back. Unfortunately, it'll be another little long stretch before we're back to playing this because we will not be, Savannah and I will not be in town on the 24th. So we will be back again in a month on the 8th of May. Does anyone have anything they want to plug or promote before we get going?
I have a couple of things that are not on this channel. You can come hang out with me on Sunday night after Slang 101 on twitch.tv/lbhackemup. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm playing a Circle of the Stars Druid Centaur, and it's very, very fun. And then on Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, you can find me on twitch.tv/Colonomicon. We're playing Monster of the Week, and I'm playing a goth spooky who just had her powers taken away and is having a complete nuclear meltdown, and also just got a bunch of drugs from a fae friend of hers, so it's going to be good. Tune in for that. And also, I know RJ is probably going to talk about it a little bit, but stick around when we go away because we're actually going to raid over to Saucefire's charity stream. We'll take you right there.
Speaking of RJ, if any of you are awake at like 6 a.m. EST, that's when I'm live over at Saucefires. Woo!
What are you doing?
We are doing D&D 5e. I believe we're on a pirate ship, and myself and another player are looking for our friend who got on a different ship.
Oh,
it's gonna
nice.
be spooky.
Anyone else have anything? Okay. Well, thank you everyone for watching again. We will see you all back here for our next session on the 8th. Join us tomorrow for Slang 101 at 4 o'clock. Play Monster of the Week. And until next time, good game and good night, Internet.